Welcome to a journey back in time to 18th century France, a land on the brink of monumental change. Beneath the glittering surface of absolute monarchy, deep inequalities festered, setting the stage for revolution. The Ancien Regime, a system of privilege and power, concentrated wealth in the hands of a select few. Meanwhile, the vast majority of French citizens, the commoners, struggled under heavy burdens and widespread poverty. Their lives were a stark contrast to the aristocracy's opulence, fueling resentment and a growing desire for change. This era was defined by a rigid social hierarchy, where birthright dictated destiny, not individual merit. The seeds of discontent were sown in the fertile ground of economic hardship and profound social injustice. Join us as we explore the origins of the French Revolution, a pivotal moment in human history. Its echoes still resonate today, shaping our understanding of liberty, equality, and fraternity. The 18th century was an age of enlightenment, where new ideas challenged old traditions and authority. Philosophers like Voltaire and Rousseau championed reason, individual rights, and popular sovereignty. These revolutionary thoughts spread rapidly, disseminated through books, pamphlets, and lively debates. The American Revolution, a successful fight for independence, further inspired French reformers. France's financial crisis deepened, exacerbated by costly wars and extravagant royal spending. The 7 Years' War and support for the American Revolution drained the national treasury. Meanwhile, poor harvests led to widespread famine, pushing the common people to their breaking point. Bread prices soared, making basic sustenance unaffordable for many families in the cities. Unrest grew, with protests and riots becoming more frequent in Paris and other urban centers. The monarchy's inability to address these crises fueled public anger and calls for reform. The stage was set for a dramatic confrontation between the old order and the forces of change. In 1789, facing bankruptcy, King Louis XVI reluctantly called the Estates General. This assembly, representing the clergy, nobility, and commoners, had not met for 175 years. Disputes over voting procedures quickly arose as the Third Estate demanded equal representation. On June 20, 1789, members of the Third Estate took the momentous tennis court oath. They vowed to create a new constitution, marking a decisive break from royal authority. This act led to the formation of the National Assembly, asserting the people's sovereignty. Tensions escalated in Paris, culminating in the dramatic storming of the Bastille on July 14. This symbolic act of defiance against royal tyranny ignited the French Revolution. The fall of the Bastille sent shockwaves across France and Europe, signaling a new era. Soon after, the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen was adopted. It proclaimed liberty, equality, and fraternity as fundamental human rights. The revolution's initial phase was marked by hope, but soon, radicalism began to take hold. In October 1789, thousands of Parisian women marched on Versailles, demanding bread and royal action. The royal family was forced to return to Paris, effectively becoming prisoners of the revolution. As the revolution deepened, radical factions like the Jacobins gained increasing influence. The monarchy was abolished, and in 1792, the First French Republic was proclaimed. King Louis XVI was put on trial for treason and, in January 1793, was executed by guillotine. His death marked a point of no return, intensifying the conflict both domestically and abroad. The revolution entered its most radical phase, the Reign of Terror, led by Maximilien Robespierre. Its aim was to purge France of all enemies of the revolution, real or perceived. Thousands were arrested, tried by revolutionary tribunals, and often swiftly executed. The guillotine became a chilling symbol of revolutionary justice, or rather, its excesses. Even prominent revolutionaries like Danton, fell victim to the terror's insatiable appetite. Eventually, the terror consumed its own architects, with Robespierre himself executed in July 1794. The Thermidorian reaction followed, a period of moderation and a return to more conservative policies. A new government, the Directory, was established, but it proved to be weak and unstable. Amidst this turmoil, a brilliant young general, Napoleon Bonaparte, rose to prominence. His military campaigns across Europe brought France victories and expanded its influence. In 1799, Napoleon staged a coup d'état, overthrowing the Directory and seizing power. He established the consulate and by 1804 crowned himself Emperor of the French. Despite becoming an emperor, Napoleon inadvertently spread revolutionary principles across Europe. His conquests introduced ideas like nationalism, legal equality, and secularism to other nations. The Napoleonic Code, based on revolutionary legal reforms, became a model for many European legal systems. He dismantled feudal structures and promoted meritocracy, challenging old aristocratic privileges. Thus, the French Revolution's ideals, though transformed, continued their journey across the continent. The French Revolution's impact reverberated far beyond France, shaping global politics for centuries. It ignited the rise of nationalism as people began to identify with their nation rather than their monarch. The decline of feudalism accelerated, paving the way for modern economic and social structures. Its ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity inspired countless future revolutions and independence movements. From Latin America to Asia, revolutionaries looked to France as a beacon of change. The revolution also laid foundations for modern democratic institutions and human rights declarations. It remains a powerful reminder of the people's capacity to challenge oppression and demand justice. Yet, its legacy is complex, marked by both inspiring ideals and brutal violence. The French Revolution forever altered the course of history, leaving an indelible mark on the world. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of its profound origins and global consequences.